Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to another Minecraft video. This is Mythical Sausage. How is everybody doing, man? I'm doing great. Hopefully you guys are doing amazing today. We're making custom trees. Right now, I'm going to put in the screen the timestamps for every single tree tutorial. We're going to be doing oak, spruce, birch, jungle, acacia, and dark oak, all customized, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you want to jump to any one of those specific trees, there's going to be a little timestamp. Also, I'll probably put a pinned comment with just the timestamp itself. You can just click it and jump to that spot. Also, if you guys want to see any other trees other than these that we listed right now, let me know down below. What would you want to see in an upcoming video? I got some suggestions. How about some palm trees, bonsai trees? I got so many, but we're just going to go with the basics today and get this started. So you know what? Let's flip and start with our very first tree, the oak tree. All right, and here is our oak tree, looking very, very cool. I love it. I gave it a little bit of personality. It's curved a little bit. You don't have to make it exactly like this. Hopefully you guys can use this as inspiration to make your own. It's going to be very difficult to do it exactly, block for block, exactly how I'm doing it, but I'll build it with you guys, and then hopefully that'll help when you make yours. But if you want to slow it down, just click the YouTube little icon, little button, little cogwheel, and you can definitely slow it down if you really want to go super block for block. But let's just start it out. I'm going to try to replicate it as quickly and as nicely as this one right here. So for this, I'm just going to go with a little bit of a thick base, but I'm going to just go up 1, 2, 3. Let's go up about 4, and I'm going to do a little curve for you guys. Then I'm going to thicken out this base. So let's go maybe a couple 2 there. Let's go with another 2. Let's go with a 1 and a 1 right there. And then we can always just move stuff around. So what if we do something like that? That's pretty cool. And give it a little overhang bit. Then I'm going to go with a little stair. I'm going to plop the stair right here. And I'm going to take this one up another 1, 2, and 3. Just like that. And to give it a little bit more curve to it, I'll probably put a little fence post on some of them. Maybe a little fence post right there. And then we can add a little bit of spruce down here. A little spruce slab. Another little spruce slab right there. So the spruce slab goes very well with oak. And I'm going with a full oak blocks like that instead of having that cut log like that. It looks pretty cool. Then let's go up again. Once we get to this part, I'm going to start branching out. And for the oaks, I like branching out in angles like this. Just straight lines in certain spots, but there's always different ways to do it, so you can go ahead and just mold it as you guys want. So I'm gonna take it up a little bit more, maybe one more there, and then I'm gonna start popping out and pretty much like straight lines in certain directions like this. So that's one that way. Let's take it one lower here, curve it out, and there's a pretty straight lines right there, and maybe take it up one more, and that's it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get some spruce fences. I'm gonna pop them out a little bit on the edges. We can go out by 2 mostly. I like to go maybe 1 on certain ones, and maybe just put some fences up against those turned pieces there to make it a little bit of a smoother and cooler transition. Something like that looks pretty cool. Then we can maybe even branch out a little bit in angles that look like they're empty. So right here in this part, it looks like a little empty, right? So I might just go ahead and pop out a couple more this side. And this part looks pretty good. This part right here looks kind of empty right here, so I'm gonna just fill in some more space. So let's take this up and out right about there. So get that cool little angle. And again, let's put on those tips just a little bit of fence, just popping out with those branches like that. And that looks really, really good. Maybe a little more right there. Yeah, there we go. I think we started a good little base. Now, let's start working on the leaves. So I'm using oak leaves, of course. We're using the oak tree. So for this, I'm going to just go on the edges, wherever we put those fences, and I'm going to give it a little bit of a wrap around right here, top and bottom. Some of these trees you're going to see we're going to give a little bit more love to the bottom. Others, we're not going to really give any love to this bottom part. It really depends on the tree we're going with. And if you see there, we got a lot of really cool trees on the way. So let's keep it going. So for this one, again, let's go ahead and just wrap around. Just like this around the branches, and we can leave some spots open just to have some little airy feel to it. So you don't want to completely cover up this whole canopy up here of leaves. You just want to give it a nice little wrap around, just like this, starting out. And this is good to do your trees in sections. So step 1, make your base. Step 2, make your branches out. Step 3, wrap around your branch tips. And there's different ways to do it, but this is how I like to do it here. So let's go ahead and give it a little bit up the top here as well. And now we have ourselves a very spotty tree. If you want to leave it like that, go ahead, but let's go ahead and now connect the corner bits together with a little bit more fluffiness. So I'm going to come in here. We can go ahead and drop some in, take some out, and don't pile up too much. You also want to give it a cool look that once you're under here, you get to see some sunlight. That's always a tip that I always love to give. Always like to see a little bit of sunlight when you're looking from down below. But make sure also, another tip, look at the tree from all angles. You don't want to go ahead and make it really look nice on one side, well then on another side it looks completely hideous, okay? And sometimes, just sometimes, you're just gonna want to have to stop placing leaves. Eventually, you're gonna be like, okay, this is good enough, because if sometimes you're really not gonna be satisfied with a tree. You want to just keep adding and keep adding. So eventually, you're gonna be like, okay, you know what? I think it's good. I think we're satisfied. It's never gonna be perfect. Trust me. This is all organics. Organics, you can always keep adding and keep taking away. So for now, all we're doing right now is pretty much connecting the corner bits together, but making it look as natural as possible and not putting too much of a big gulp. A big gulp. You don't want to put a big old clump. I mean, a big gulp. Yummy. I'm thirsty. You don't want to put a big old clump of bush in one spot. You want to give it a little bit of room to breathe, just like that. And it's looking pretty good. Now we have little spaces here that we can put some more stuff here. There we go. And then this part right here looks like it needs a little bit of love. So right about here, I think we're almost good to go. Right there. I think that looks good. Maybe a little bit more right here in this spot. Yep. Now let's look at it from all angles. This side, it looks good, but watch. See that middle gap? It looks like there's too much space here. So what if we just move that down? Maybe come in here, add a little bit more. Maybe even come inside right there and add a little bit there. And that looks like it's too clumped up. There we go. Also, let's maybe drop a little leaves going down just to give it a cool little feel. And again, no tree is going to be the same. It's going to look a little different from yours, from mine. It's going to look good though either way if you keep to this style. And I think we're good. It has a nice little canopy. We got some spots underneath that we can see some bush. We have some spots over here that looks good. Looks good here. It looks good here. I think we're good. We're good to go. Little bits of detail you can do on the grounds. It's something simple like this. Adding coarse dirt, adding grass, adding podzol, even adding some logs in the ground also help a lot. And you could just scatter that around in certain spots and it looks pretty good. Just like that. But there you go. We got ourselves a custom oak tree. Now, let's go to the next one. Here we go. Tree number 2, we're going with our spruce. And this is one of my favorite styles right here. And this is super cool. Check this out. All we're going to need is a regular old spruce log and some spruce fences with the spruce bush. And that is all you need. And this is a super simple tree to do. Watch this. Let's start right now. And we don't need any thick bases like that. We're going to go straight up right here. And let's just take it up. So for this one, it really could vary the height. So I'm going to make this one a specific height for this. So this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and that's it. 11. We're gonna go up 11 there. Now we're gonna use a mixture, if you notice here, of logs and branches with the fence posts. So let's take it up right here. So from here, 1, 2, 3 on the third one. I'm gonna take it up. Let's say 1, 2 here. Let's go up one level. So I'm not going to put this all in the same level. We're going to go up one level. Let's take this up 1, 2. Let's take this up a third one here. Let's also go on this level. Let's take it up 1, 2, turn it 3 right there. So 3 max. And then let's take this one up 1, 2, turn it this way and take it out another. There, 3. So 3 max, 3. Let's take this out one more. So that's a 3. So 3 all the way around like that. Now, I'm going to use some fences now. So remember, fences are always good to connect those gaps right there. So you connect that gap and then extend it. I'm going to extend it no more than 2 on each side. So let's go 2 and 1 maybe on certain ones. Throw those in those little gaps. Let's go out 2 this way, 1 this way. Let's actually go out. There we go. Perfect. Let's go out 2 on this one. And a couple like on the sides right there. Perfect. And I think that's looking pretty good. I like that. Maybe one more right there. Now, let's take it up again. We're going to go up now. 1, 2, 3 on this one, on the third. Well, 1, 2, and on the third one. There we go. So let's take this out 1 and 2. No more than 2 on these. And if you want, you can even turn it like that on that side. So here we're going to go out by 2. Maybe turn that this way. I'm going to take this one up one more. So 1 and 2 straight on this one. And then 1 and 2, turn that one like this. And then we can work with the fences as well. So let's go out here. 1, 1. I'm only going to go out by 1s on these. So 1 there. Take that inside. 1 this way. 1 here. This one looks like it needs a little more. So you know what? Let's go out and take that out right about Actually, let's go right about there. There we go. Just to take it out a little bit more so that one can pop out a little in that empty gap. You don't want to have too many empty gaps. So then this one can go here. That looks good. Maybe something like that. And then we can take some up right about there. So that's looking really, really good for now. Now, I'm going to go ahead and lift this up with some fences, just 1 and 2 extra on the top. Then let's work on the bush. So another thing I want to make sure is, you see these empty gaps here? We have an empty gap there. We also have an empty gap over here. Let's do what we did up top. Let's add a little bit more to these gaps right about there. There we go. Add some more fences right here. There we go. And then there's another empty gap right on this side. So for this, let's do that. And one more right about there. And let's take this out. Actually, let's move this one more out. There we go, at that angle. And let's move these around this way. There we go. And we have all this empty space filled with branches. Now, next up, let's work on the bush. So for this one, I'm going to start just like we did before. Go right on the tips. Right on the tips and expand them. Go around to the sides. And just cover them up. So we're going to do that here, and we're also going to give a little love to the bottom, but not too much. Mostly all the bush is going to be either to the side or on top of these right here. So we're going to keep going right here as well. There we go. Switch these up. Let's go here as well. Take them all the way to the ends, and we're going to work that in the center as well. And then we're going to move some in this middle gap right about there. All right, let's go underneath a little bit. There we go. And let's expand this now. Some on the top and some up against that main trunk also. So we're going to move some around like so. And we're going to do this in stages. So let's do this stage first. There we go. So we have this lightly done, but let's not keep going. Let's actually go to the next level, and then we'll work our way down. So this is looking pretty cool. Now, next up, let's work on this next level. Let's go out. And now this one, if you notice, is going to be a little bit smaller. So you're going to be doing these in tiers. The bottom one is going to be bigger than the top one, of course. You know what? Let's push this one back a little bit. Let's go. And all these trees, you eyeball it, and you just go step by step, block by block. And if you don't like something, take it out. Don't be scared to take it out. Don't be scared to move it around and add more or take some away. Sometimes you might get carried away when you're dropping these bushes. You want to not put too much. Sometimes you want to you put too little. But just eyeballing it and go one by one. Now, once you get to this part here, I'm just going to go all the way up in a very simple pattern, going up like this and up. Once you get to here, 1, 2, and 3 up on that part, just like that. But we're going to modify that, so just wait for it. We're going. Now, let's start adding more and fluff it out. We're going to fluff this out here. We're going to fluff this out in this empty little gap we see here. And it's looking good. With the spruce trees, it almost looks like you're making a cake. You're making a cake because it's layered. So far, so good. Now, right up here, see how we did this like as a very weird, like straight up in every corner? Now, I'm going to start coming in, start taking out and adding some into these random gaps that we had open there. So right there, let's do this one. Take that up. There we go. Take that one to the side, that one to the side. So see how at the beginning it was very patterny, but then we came in here and we started to break them off, and that looks really, really cool. I like that. Let's maybe add one more to that bit. Looks good. And maybe even take it up one more here, one more there, and maybe up one more. And I think that's looking good. Now we want to fluff a little more. So let's pop out some more on these right here, just so it doesn't have a weird transition as you go up. You don't want a big peak at the end without having the layers match it up. So it's looking good. Now, these little middle gaps, they start connecting a little bit more, drooping down a little bit more to have it a little bit more filled in. And this is a lot of fun. And this is just one version of this tree. There's so many different ways you could do this tree. I actually did a spruce tree tutorial. I'm going to link it in the description. I did one of those, and I also did a dark oak one. So I'm going to link those. Those are different versions. And those, we actually had different sizes and heights and also growing patterns. So I went with a small one and kept it growing. So that's one that's really, really cool. This is just one specific one, but there's so many different ways to do it. So let me know which is your favorite tree in the world. I want to know down below. So for right now, this is looking really, really good. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more to this little middle gap right here, just to fluff it out right about here. And hopefully you guys are getting some inspiration. I know it's going to be really, really difficult to get it exactly block for block like I'm doing it, especially because there's a lot of breaking away, a lot of adding and taking away, but hopefully getting at least a little inspiration by the way I'm doing it and the way I'm placing it. So that's always pretty cool. So let's see. I think we're good right now. Let me take that little piece off. Maybe add a little bit more fluff right here on this little middle gap. And I think we're doing pretty good. Let me just take a little step back so we can take out all the angles. So that's one angle. I like that. Let's check out this angle. That's looking good. It just looks like it might need a little bit more right about here. Maybe a little bit in this gap. And it looks like it might need a little bit more fluff right there in that bit. And maybe just a little bit more drop down around here. So we can go down here and give a little bit of drop, but not too much. It's not a willow tree. You don't want to go too crazy on the drop down. Just a little bit, just like that. I think that's good. So this side, yep, I like it. And then this side. I like it. It looks like it's a little too heavy on this side. Maybe if I add a little bit more right here to match it, I think it might do the trick. So we go like that, maybe adding a little more and dropping that down. See, that did so much right there. And then in the front. Yep, I like that. Maybe this one. This one looks like it's a little bit too low. But I think we nailed it. That's it. We got it. That's another spruce tree down. In the terrain, the way I would do this one, podzol, a little bit of mossy cobble, a little bit of gravel, and a little bit of coarse dirt with some stones around here. Looks super good in that location. It's because you're going to be doing it pretty much in a taika, or you can do it custom, but I like this bottom piece terrain to match that tree right there. It looks pretty cool. Now, we're done with this one. Let's go to tree number 3. And here we go with tree number 3, the birch tree. And I'm actually really happy how this came out. If you guys know me, you know I'm not a fan of birch, but I think I pulled it off. I think it came out really cool. I actually looked online in Google and I actually looked up what a real birch tree looks like. And it's pretty similar to this. A lot of like split branches, split logs going up and then branching out on the top. And if you guys don't know, we're using our boy Jersey Boy's Better Leaf add-on. If you want to check it out, this is what makes this leaf awesome. All the ones over there you've been seeing are fluffy and awesome. On this one, it's yellow, so it makes it even better. And it's looking pretty cool. So let's work on this birch tree together right now. So for this one, let's work it right up, right about there. Let's actually, I want to line it up. There we go. So let's go up. So it's not going to be exactly like this, but we're going to get it as close to it as possible. So for birch, straight up, 1 2 3 4 5. Let's twist it here on the 5th. I'm going to take it up another 1 2 3. Then I'm going to do right here. Let's split it off on this one as well. So I'm going to take this one up. Actually, let's take it up one more here. I'm going to split it up a little higher and go up 1 2 3. I'm going to twist it here, turn it. I'm going to go up 1 2 3 more. That's looking good. Then I'm going to go this way. 1 2, twist it and take it out one more there. Let's turn this to the side. I'm going to go up another 1 2, turn it here. Maybe get rid of that bit. And then let's twist it up a little bit. The thing with these birches that I noticed when I was looking online at actual real birch trees, they mostly go up with branches, up and to the sides. They don't go sideways and they don't droop down. So that's another thing that you guys can do. Go online, look how real trees move and how they form. And that really would help you when you're making your own. That's what I did, and I think it worked out pretty good. So something like this, maybe another little bit of a branch out, like so, a little twist up job like that looks pretty good. And then maybe just to fill out this empty gap space, take out 2 and go up right there. That looks pretty good. I think I like that. Maybe even continue going up in the middle about there, and maybe like a little twist job, something like that. Looks pretty good. I like that. And maybe do a little bit more right here at this edge, just to pop out a little bit more. I think that looks really good. Then another thing I'm going to do is bring a little bit of the birch fence. So we're going to do some connections there for those little spots that kind of twist up. And then we're going to go up some, and I'm just going to go up maybe 1 or 2 tops on these. So something like this, maybe a little 2 there. Maybe a little 2 this way, maybe a 1, connecting those, maybe some on the top, and something like that. Super simple. Maybe a couple there, going down underneath here also would look pretty good. Maybe some here, connecting, going down, maybe some here on the sides as well. And then down here, maybe 1 there and 1 connecting to that spot. Looks pretty good. And see, if you notice, I did it in just a random spot. So you could actually put some just randomly, maybe some on the bottom, maybe some on the side, maybe some down below, like that. And that just adds to the detail. Especially you can see a little bit through the bush. You can see those branches popping out a little bit. Maybe 1 more right there. Oh, that looks awesome. And 1 more fence. Okay, now let's do our trick we did again. Go on the edges. So let's go edging all the way around like so. Something like that. Some on the bottom too, but not too much. Just a little bit. Just like that. coming around this way. Let's go around here, just around the edges for now, and then we'll fluff the middle as we've been doing so far. So stuff like this. There we go. Let's pop up some over here on this side as well. And I love this. I wish in real default Minecraft the birch trees would have these leaves. We need some more cuddled leaves. Can we let Mojang know? Put hashtag cuddled leaves. Let Mojang know. Give him a tweet or something. Tell him Sausage sent you. And I would love to have some of these colored leaves. And what if we had seasons? What if we had seasons? It doesn't have to be this color the whole time. What if Minecraft has seasons? So sometimes, depending on the season, it'll be this color or green. It'll go from green to this one, maybe orange, maybe red. How about even fallen leaves? Maybe some actual, like these actual leaves, the big bush fallen on the ground underneath in like a fall setting. Would that be awesome? I think that would be super cool. I wish that would be a thing. Let me know if you guys are down for actual seasons. Let me know. Put hashtag season down below. I would love to know. I'm loving. I would love that. I would love that. There's an actual. What is the, if you guys know the mod, there was a mod. Was it Biomes of Plenty that did it? Or was it an actual seasons mod? I'm not 100% sure, but that would be awesome. I wish there was more. There was more packs that had that. I haven't played modded in a while, but I knew there was a couple that actually did it. I'm not sure if it's Biomes of Plenty or if it was like an actual seasons mod, but that would be super cool if that was for real. Come on. Make it default though. Make it default. Make it more accessible to more people. So if you notice, right now we're just connecting these sections now that we did. Just adding a little bit more fluff in between the connected pieces. So this one, when it comes to the birch, it was a lot of fluff going upwards, not a lot going downwards. So the way I saw it, it was more like out and up instead of out and down. So a little bit down, not too much though, mostly just out and up when it comes to these trees. So something super simple like this. We're almost there with it. And another thing, most of the bushes that were in the actual tree that I saw, most of the leaves, not the bushes, we're working with bushes because it's Minecraft, but you know what I'm talking about. Most of the bushes were actually not too low, not too low. They were mostly on the ends and the tips of the biggest branch, and you would see a lot of the branch just open like this. So similar to how we have it, we're almost done with this one. This was a super simple one to make. So most of these, you see a lot of that birch, the branch and the logs going up. So something similar to what we have here, and I think we might have nailed it. I want to come in here a little bit and add a little bit more fluff to the top part right here though, but not too much. And I think we might have just nailed it right there. So let's check out side. So right there, perfect. Let's check out this side here. This side, you know what? That side's perfect too. Let's check out this side. You know what? We nailed it. We nailed it one time. There we go. So what do you think? That's cool. All right. As far as flooring, I'm just putting coarse dirt. That's it. Just a little bit of patch of coarse dirt. A lot of flowers, a lot of grass. That's it for that type of scenario, having these birch trees. There you go. So on to the next one. All right. And here we go with tree number 4, the jungle tree. And I love how this came out. We went very traditional with how the jungle trees look like now, but we just made it a lot more detailed. A lot more life to it. It looks like a tree that I would be proud of if I had it up in my world. So check this out. Big base. We still went with the 2x2x2 base and a lot of random pile-up jobs here with some of the jungle fences and also a little bit of spruce. Spruce goes really well with most trees, but it does go really well with jungle. Adding also some leaves, adding some lights pop out. So let's get this started right now and let's go. So right here, let's go with the base. So right here, I'm going to take it up. So let's take it up right here, at least, and this is just one size, but you can go really any size. So we're gonna go up a 4x4 base, or well, 2x2x2 base, and we're just gonna go up. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. And this just to match what we did here, but you can go really any height. So let me just lift this up real fast. All right, we have it up all the way up to the top. Now let's start working a little bit on this base. So this one is just randomizing. I'm gonna go up, let's say 1, 2, 3. Let's go up another 4 there. Let's take this up by 2 there, a 1. Let's give it up 1, 2. Let's go 1, 2 out this way. Let's take this out a 3. Let's take this out a 4, a 3. Let's go with a 2. Let's go with a 3. Let's take this up here, leaving out a little hole there. I like that. Let's maybe take this out by another couple. Give it that little overhang bit. And I think that looks really, really cool. Maybe another little bit of a pop out, maybe another double pop out there, and maybe give it a little bit down here with some details, a little logs turned in here. That's pretty cool. That's fine. Something like that. And then also you want to give it a little bit of fence maybe going up like so. There we go. Then give it maybe a little bit of slab action like so as well. I think that looks good. Something like that. There you go. And then we can add bushes and stuff. And I'll do that at the end. You can see how I could do that on the bottom. But now, let's start going up. Now, this is random. Wherever you want to place little pop-outs, go ahead and place it. So I'm going to go right here and take this out. Maybe droop it down and kind of turn it into it right there. And maybe come out a little bit. So this is the lowest level. I'm not going to go out too much. Maybe adding a couple little bits of fence going out like that. So if you notice in normal, default, jungle trees, we're gonna have these little pop-out ends, and so this is my take on it. So having one right there, maybe going up an extra couple bits right about here. Let's take this one out, and let's take it down and take it around. I'm gonna go out maybe a little bit bigger than that one though. As higher that you're going up here, you want to go ahead and add a little bit more, a little bit bigger, a little bit thicker. So something like this. Looks good. Then I'm gonna add some branches out with these fences here. Another 2 there. Another 1, maybe a 1 here, maybe adding some down below like so. Oh, that looks awesome. So we have 1 there, and then I'm gonna add 1 more on this one. That's gonna be a little bit bigger. Let's go out 2. Let's wrap this around again. Maybe take it all the way out like this. Turn it and take it down. And I think that's looking pretty good. Maybe a little bit of a wrap-up job. Take that down. There we go. Adding some fences around like so. It's gonna look good. Maybe 1 connecting, take it out by 2, maybe going out by 1, going out by 1 right there. And that looks really, really good. Maybe even coming in 1 more right there might look a little better. Yeah, there we go. So there it is. There it is. We have the little bottom branch, a little pop out here, a little pop out here. Now, let's work on this top bit. Now, for this one, it's going to be just randomly sprouting it out into like a nice little umbrella pattern. So for this one, let's go right here. Let's take this out and around like so. Maybe coming down a little bit and taking it up and around like so there. Popping it out here. Let's take it up and around there. And let's maybe pop in a little bit more there. I'm going to take this up a little more just like so. Just to branch out a little bit. Let's go something like that. And there we go. We can play around with that a little bit. Popping them out a little bit in certain directions. Make sure you get those gaps. So right here, there's like a little gap missing. There's another little bit of a gap right there. So you want to cover most of this up. Something like that. There we go. That looks pretty good. Maybe another little bit this way. And then let's add a little bit of fence again. So I'm going to pop out some fence. I'm only going to go out by 1 at the most on these. And maybe just go out a little bit from there. Maybe some on the top, some on the sides here. There we go. And again, this is just one way of doing it. There's so many ways you can make these trees. Hopefully you guys are getting a little bit of inspiration though. Something like that. Maybe pop them. You know what? Some of these I'm going to go out by 2 just to make it flow a little more. Flow a little bit more this way. No more than 2 though. Maybe 2 right there. Maybe leave that as a 1, that as a 2. Maybe go out like that. Maybe even double up on some of those. That looks good. Okay, now let's start with the bush. So I'm gonna start, you know what? Let's start down below and let's work our way up. Now that we have those branches, and it looks pretty good like that on its own. But watch when we put these bushes in. So let's go ahead and work our magic just on the edges as well. Now these, you get to droop them. These, the jungle trees especially, they look like mini willow trees in certain spots. So having that droop down helps a lot when it comes to these jungle trees. They look very messy. You want to make them look very, very messy. So something like that. That's it. There you go. Let's do it here too. I'm going to go around, take this down. I'm going to take it down here, cover up a little bit down below, and we're going to droop this bad boy all the way around. And also leave some open branches out like this. Don't cover the whole log because you want to see that where the pop out starts. So leave that right there. That looks good. See? Extension, a little drop down, something like this. There we go. And then you want to maybe at the corner bits add a little bit of almost like a wraparound like so on that, and maybe a little bit of an extension down like that. Still keeping that branch, but adding a little bit of a wraparound something like so. Oh, that looks good. That looks good. Maybe one more there. There we go. You still see the branch, but you still see like, kind of like a wrap around there. Looks good. Now, let's go on this one. Let's keep going. Let's do this one. Extend. Maybe take it down a little bit. And we're going to go down right there. Going around. Take it out a little bit. Drop it down. Let's see. There we go. Take it around. There we go. And we're going to droop it. Let's see. Let's droop it a little bit here. Let's droop it a little bit right there. And a little bit of a wraparound job right about here. Oh, that looks good right there. Maybe one more. Perfect. I think we're doing pretty good. Maybe another little bit of an extension. Too much. There you go. Remember, you can always take away. Something like so. That looks good. I'm loving this. Okay, now the big board time. This one. Let's go up here and let's work this out. Also, when we finish this up, we're going to be adding a lot of vines. We're going to be actually going inside the main piece of the log and adding some fences also to break that up. And it's going to look really, really cool. And once we get to the bottom, I'm going to show you what to do. Because down there, we're going to be mixing a little bit of a different bush. If you notice, in most jungles, you're going to have a lot of oak on the ground floor. So, going with that theme, we're going to be adding some oak down there. And it's going to look really, really cool. And it's going to look awesome because it's going to look a little more overgrown. Because that's when you want the jungles to pop. You want them to look a little more overgrown if you wanted to fit that jungle theme. And also, imagine a tree house on top of this. That would look so good. If you guys do any tree houses on this build right here, especially if you have the world download, let me know. Send me pictures on Twitter or Discord, on our Discord server. I love it when you guys send me custom trees or tree houses, even any build. Send it to me. I love seeing any of you guys' builds, especially something you take from my tutorials and you just modify to make it your own. I love that. It's super cool. So send stuff. Trust me, I love it. But let's finish fluffing this out. So now that we did the corner bits that we did already, we're going to start fluffing out. We're going to start adding, connecting the fluff. We're going to connect the bits together, leaving a little bit of room also to breathe. You want to leave that airy feel as well. None of these trees, if you notice, have a completely covered up canopy. You want to leave a little bit of air, a little bit of room, and you want to make it look as natural as possible. Because if you go up and you start looking at an actual tree, you look up, you're going to see a little bit of God rays coming through, right? A little bit of air, a little bit of wind blowing. It's going to look pretty cool. So you want to make sure you have that same look. So far, look at that. It's looking awesome. Now, we want to bring in the droop. Let's bring in some droop. Let's go. A little bit of droop is not going to hurt nobody. Quoted by Sausage 2019. So droop is good. Just a little bit. Not too much droop, just enough droop. 2019. There you go. So that is my slogan. Let's go. So a little bit more here, and then you want to go underneath now. Go underneath, and let's have a little bit of droopy spots right here. Let's go down a little more. Let's take some away, add some more, and that's looking really, really cool. I love these. I'm gonna start adding some of these in my single player world, and I just can't wait. I can't wait. I'm using this as inspiration, not only for you guys, for me. I'm gonna build some of these in my Asian-inspired village. But man, I also want to do that bonsai tree. So let me know down below if you guys are down to see some bonsai, some cherry trees, cherry blossom trees. Also have a couple really cool willow trees that I can do. Bonsais are so fun, but something like this. Let's take a look at all angles. So far, it's looking great. There we go. Adding a little bit more droop. There we go. That angle, like see this one looks like it needs a little help right on this end here. So let's come on the inside and let's droop a little more right there, right there. There we go. A little bit more on that side. There we go. And maybe a little sneak job right in there. I think that's looking good. Let's go to all angles, check it out from all sides. That looks good. That looks good. Maybe a little bit more right about here. I think maybe a little bit more right there. There we go. That looks awesome. And maybe, I don't know, we could always add more, but I think that is looking good at all sides. Now, another little bit of detail you want to do, vines. Go ahead and add some vines. So I don't want to put too many. I'm just going to go ahead and scatter a few. And I don't really want to add too many on the actual bush side, because unless you want to go ahead and go manually one at a time and put string on it, I don't really like that hang to go all the way down with the vine. So I'm just going to put it on the trunk here, on the main trunk. Then on the main trunk, I want to come in here and add a little spots like this of just busting in some fences just randomly inside, just like that, and that adds to the detail of that. Looking pretty cool. Also, you can droop a little more here. It looks like I need some, just a little bit. And then last but not least, add those coconuts. Let's go up to the top, add one here, and mostly on the top. You can just scatter it around in random places. And if you don't want to wait for it to grow, bone meal all these bad boys up, and it looks really, really cool, just like so. There we go, done. Super cool, super nice. That is so fun, I love it. Now, little bits of details you could do, adding some of these right here, the oak bush, adding some coarse dirt, some podzol, some dead, what's it called again? Dead bush. Looks so good in this situation. Tall grass, looking very cool, but the one that seals the deal is the oak bush on the sides right here. Looking very cool. Adds so much more to that tree. There you go, done. All right, let's get to the next tree right now. And here we go with tree number 5, the acacia tree. This is awesome. I love the way this came out. Again, what I did, same thing as the birch. I went online and checked out what these trees really look like out there in the savannah, in a nice African plain somewhere. And it was a lot of thickness. It was a lot of thickness to it. A lot thicker than the trees we see in normal default. It was a lot of thick bases and thick trunks, and it kind of like branching out into like an angle, almost like a little bit of a bonsai look to it, but a lot thicker, the base, the main branches, and this is what I came up with, and I love the way this came out. So we went with the regular acacia log and also some of the greatest block in the game, a little bit of the spruce in there because it matches so well with the branches here, and there's the acacia leaves in a nice little canopy. So let's build this together right now over here. So for the base, let's just go randomly. I'm gonna go right here with a thick, let's go with almost like a base like this, randomized. So it makes it look cool when you randomize it, just like that. Then come out, let's take this up here as well. Let's go up here, and let's just make it thick. That's all you need to worry about. So let's take this up here at a little bit of an angle. Let's take this up at an angle, and some of these you're gonna notice they start branching out low like that, but then the base really thick. So we're gonna make it almost like a plus shape there, but we're gonna take this up sort of like this right here. There we go. And this is a lot of just placing and taking away too, because you don't want to make it too crazy thick, something like that. And don't worry about some of them being at an angle like this, some of them being at certain angles. You want that to break it up. You don't want it all straight up or straight to the left, okay? So something like this. And now we're going to start branching out. And remember, these branches are thick, so we're going to come up almost like too thick sometimes, like this. So we're going to keep on this way. We're going to take it up and keep on with that double thickness almost, and kind of like overlap it a little bit and take it out this way. So that's one right there. Now another one, let's actually take it out this way. Let's go 2 here. Let's bring out that double thick, almost like double thick all the way. So kind of like this, and then we can go ahead and just single it out right about there. That's another direction, and I'm just messing with it now because I'm kind of like moving it this direction, but you can go really any direction with this canopy. So that looks really, really cool. I like that. Maybe adding a little bit down here just to branch it out a little more. That looks good. There we go with another branch. Let's take another one at an angle this direction now. And remember, this is almost double thick all the way. So let's go this direction and double thicken that out. Maybe double thicken that out like that. And maybe take that down a little bit right there. Oh, that is looking awesome. And then let's go a little bit more here. Let's take this up a little more, and we're gonna like move this up now in this direction. And again, we got that double thickness there, double C's with the thickness, the thick, you know. And it's looking really cool, something like that. And then maybe like so. That is looking awesome. That is looking really cool. I think that's pretty much nailed. So let's take it up maybe a little more here, just to have a little bit of a better canopy right about here. There we go. And it ends right about there. And hopefully you guys got a little inspiration with that one. This one is a fun one to make, but you can really go any direction you like with this. So now let's add some branches right here. These we're only gonna go pretty much ones around, and give it a little bit of a thick look to it, because some of these you can actually double it on the sides and it'll look pretty good. So like a double on the side here, maybe there a single, maybe a double there. Let's double that up. Some on the bottom, some on the sides, connecting to those spaces that we did, just like we did before. So something like this, even a double on that one. You can double that up. Some here on these little gap spaces underneath as well, looks good. This one here would look awesome right there. Oh, that looks really cool. Then let's add a couple here, maybe a double on this here, single. Let's do a double there. There we go. Maybe some on the bottom. Get those little gaps in there, going around like so. And I think it's It's pretty good. We don't gotta go too crazy with it. Something like that. I think that's good. Maybe another double right there. Another little double right there. Maybe one more here. And there you go. I think we're good. Now, let's start working this beautiful bush. Now, depending on the biome, if you notice, it's kind of like a yellow here, but depending on the biome, it does switch, I believe. I'm not 100% sure when does it get yellow. I gotta ask my boy Germ, but in this biome, which is, I think this is just a plain right here, it's just the natural, like a faded green, like the acacia is. So for this one, this one hardly has any droop, okay? You saw in the jungle, lots of droop. This one, hardly any droop on this one. If you notice, if you go online right now and just type Savannah Acacia Tree IRL or something like that, you notice is you're not gonna have hardly any droop. If you've seen the trailer for The Lion King coming up very, very soon, there you go. You can see them live in CGI goodness right there. So it's looking awesome. So something like this. You want to go around the same way we've been doing, though. Let's take that little piece out. Same way we've been doing. We're just going to do the edges again. And we're going to work our way around the edges and then connect a little bit the canopy. So just like that, that's our style. That's how we've been doing it from the beginning. That's how you're going to keep doing it right now. So something like this. And it has a wide canopy. So these all are kind of wide. So you want to maybe add a little bit more to the top, just like so. This one's a little bit less airy in the feel. For this, there is kind of air in between these sections, but when you're in the main canopy part, like right here, you're not going to have that much airy feel to it. So that's something, well, the way I'm doing it and the way I saw online. So in the actual real tree. So that's how we're going by the real tree a little bit, but with a little bit of a Minecrafty feel, because we can do whatever we want. So something like this is looking pretty good though, right? That's looking awesome. Then let's add a little bit more here on this branch. Let's go going up, and now we're going to start connecting in a little bit now those little spots, but a lot of air in between the big branches like this. So let's going to extend this part out a little more, and we're almost done with this one. This one's really it's all in the trunk. It's all in the trunk. This part's really easy once you're laying out the bush. So something like that. Then we're going to add a little bit more to that one right here. Connect those bits up, and then a little bit more on this one like that. So let's take a step back. So far, that is looking awesome. I really like how this is turning out. Let's check out this direction. That is looking really cool. Maybe a little bit more, no droop, but a little bit more spread out right here. There we go. A little bit drop down right there. That is looking really good. And maybe a little bit more to cover more ground on this one. And maybe a little bit of an extension right about there. Maybe a little more right here. That is looking awesome. And then maybe a little bit, not a lot of droop, but a little bit underneath, just a little bit, just like so. There we go. A little bit down there. There we go. And maybe a little bit more right about here. There we go. A little bit of a wraparound job. And let's do a little bit of a wraparound on this one as well. Not too much, but just enough. And we want to widen it out just a little bit right about here. Maybe a little bit more on the top bit right about there. And a little bit more right there. I think we nailed it. Let's take a look. That's good. You know what I want to do though? On this top part, I want to connect these two a little bit more. So what if we add a little bit more bush, a little bit more overhang to this right here, a little bit more of a connection. And I noticed the main canopies on these trees in IRL, they usually have a connection in between the main top part. The little side bits, like we're doing down here and over there, they don't really connect that much. It's the top canopy that usually has a connection. So something like this is going to look pretty cool. I think we nailed it right about there. Oh, yeah. And it's still, you can see that little airy feel to it. Maybe a little bit more right here. That's good. Maybe a little bit of a drop down right there. We nailed it. I think that's good. Let's check out this side. That looks great. Let's check out this side. Maybe a little bit more here. A little bit right about there. That looks good. And maybe we can even have a little bit of a wraparound on certain spots there just to give it a little bit more life. That looks great. Let's check out this side. I think we nailed it. Maybe just a little bit here. Just a little bit. Maybe a little more right about there. Oh, nailed it. That looks great on that side. Perfect. I think we nailed it on all sides. So check out this one. That looks great too. So I think we did it. For this one, the base, very simple. Just a little bit of tall grass, dead bush, a little bit of coarse dirt. That is it for that bottom ground right there. But that's looking really cool. One more tree to go. Let's go. And here we go with the last and final tree, the dark oak tree. And this is one of my personal favorites. This goes really well in a fantasy setting. Also big mushroom blocks right here on the side connecting. We have a lot of drop down here. We have extra mushroom blocks. The grounds are so detailed with some spruce on the ground, spruce bush, a little bit of fern, tall grass, a lot of red there with some extra flowers, extra mushrooms on the bottom. And it looks really, really cool, a little bit of mossy. And this was a lot of fun. So let's get this one started. So for this one, let me show you how to do it. So the base, pretty thick base. So let's just go up here, and it's almost like that 4x4 going up, but we're gonna modify it. So, or 2x2x2. So let's take this up. This is already a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And let's go 8 for now. Let's go up 8. That looks pretty matchy. There we go. Then down here, let's thicken this up. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. On that one, oh, let's twist this one. Actually, let's take that down to only 2 because then I don't want it to match too much to that side. Let's take this up to 1. Let's go 1 here. Let's go a 2 here, a 1 there. Another 1 going 2 down that way. Another 1, 2 this way. Wait, there we go. Let's go 1 here, 1 there. And that is a pretty good base. Maybe 1 more up right there. That looks awesome. Then I'm going to go up another. Let's take it up right here. We're going to start branching out. So it's going to be similar to kind of what we did over there to the acacia one, but not as thick. So let's take this up and out like so. This angle looks good. Then I'm gonna go up and out this direction as well. So this one's more like an up and out kind of branching out. So we're gonna take this one up a couple and then take this out this direction. There we go. Then this one's gonna kind of go out like so and out this direction like so. So now what I want to do is I want to get this little parts here that are missing spots. So let's take this out and up and around. So see, that covered this ground right there. This one has this ground here that's missing, right? So let's take this one out and up like so. This one has this missing piece here. So let's take this one out and around like so. And then this one has this little missing gap here. So let's take this one out, kind of twist it in right there. So this looks like that. And maybe 1 more up and out. That looks good. Then another thing that I love doing is going underneath this part and adding more to it. So if you notice, most of the dark oaks, they have these little bits that come down. So let's bring these down also as well, so we can match the original design that Mojang intended, but giving it our own little flair to it. So maybe something like that does the trick. Something like that. There you go. That's cool. Maybe taking this out. You know what if we pop a little thing out right there? Let's take that little bit out. What if we take this down a little more? Actually, that might be too much. Something like that. There we go. That looks great. Perfect. Now, some of these, now let's actually, let's raise it up a little bit more. There we go. I think that's even better. Now, for more details, we can add some stairs, some slabs, and let's do it like this. I'm gonna put a slab here. Let's put a stair there, and it's all eyeballing it. See what looks good, what doesn't. Take it away, put it back. So it's all up to you guys. Maybe a little fence there, a little fence there. Then we could drop some down from the bottom as well there, and going down there looks pretty good. And then again, we can also come in here and add a little bit more trunks, a little bit more roots down here. It's all up to you guys. But something like that looks pretty good. Maybe a little slab there. Then we can also add our mushroom, and you can put it anywhere. I'm gonna go on this one here, adding 2 on that side, and then we can go to the back, maybe adding, let's take that one away, maybe adding 1 here, different angles. So it doesn't all have to be in the same angle. And that looks really, really good. You don't even have to do 2. You can even do 1 if you like. Just 1 on one side, and it adds so much. Just remember to add that though. It really makes it pop even more. Even adding some stairs underneath these will look really, really good. Some slabs as well. And there you go. Now, let's add some branches. Let's branch out. So let's start here. I'm going to go 2 at the most on these. So 1 or 2. Different angles, just like this. And we've been doing this on the other trees, so we already know how to pretty much do this. So just branching out on some of these. 1 or 2, minimum. You could do more. You could do 3. You could do 4. You could go crazy. You can make God trees using this as inspiration. So go crazy. Have fun. As long as you're having fun, is all that matters. So hopefully you guys are getting some inspiration out of this one. This is a lot of fun to do, though. And it's a long time coming. I've been wanting to do this forever. So here we go. I think that's looking pretty good. You know what? I want to branch out a little more right here. There we go. Just another little branch out right there. Maybe single. There we go. And do some on the bottom as well. Maybe a little branch out right there. Might look pretty good. Maybe some on the bottom, some underneath to the side. And I think that's pretty good. And I think we nailed it. Something like that. Maybe one more here. I think that's good. Maybe one more there. All right, perfect. And these look really good if you want to keep them as dead trees. They look pretty awesome. Oh, let me know if that's something you guys want to see. A big old dead tree or something. Maybe a swamp tree. Oh, that'll be pretty cool. An evil witch's tree. Let me know down below. Hashtag evil witch's tree. So here we go. Now that we have that place, let's work on the dark oak. So again, just like we've been doing it this whole time on the other ones, let's just go right at the edges and work our magic. Drop some of these bushes all the way on top, wrap it around, and just play with it, just like so. Looking pretty good. So this one, I give it a little bit of droop. Not too much droop. I think the droop levels are at, let's say, 40%. The biggest droop level would be at like the jungle. That was like at I don't know, let's say 75%, because we didn't go full droop. You never want to go full droop, okay? But if you do, it's probably got a willow tree or something like that. So this one's going to be a little bit of droop. So for now, let's just do the edges and work our way around. So something like this. There we go. Going around like so. There we go. And just swinging it around like this. Let's go on this end. And now we're going to go a little bit now in the middle. So let's go up and around right here. Taking it up and around, now connecting all the spots that we've been doing right here. So connect that spot to this spot. There we go. There we go. There we have it. Give it a little bit of fluff on the top as well. Connecting this spot to that spot. Here we go. Now connecting this side to the other side right here. Right about there. Connecting this part right about there. There we go. And then we're going to connect this side to the other one. Oh, this one we got to fluff it up even more. There we go. Now we're connecting these two sides. So remember to always do it in segments. That way you never get lost. You always have a place to go next. So let's give a little bit to this little pop-out branch that I added there. Popping out a little more on this side. And now let's go underneath a little bit here, right here. A little bit there. A little bit of a droop. Remember, we're going a little droop job here. There we go. Hashtag droop. So all the way around like so. There we go. Going down like so. And connecting these little bits right here. Connecting these little bits. You don't want to leave too much open right about there. There it is. There we go. Some on the top right here. Now we're connecting these bits. Connecting those bits. And then connecting these bits in the middle. So give it a little bit of a canopy. Nothing too crazy. We don't want to go too high with it. So something like so. There we go. Hold on. There we go. That looks cool. Let's take a step back and take a look. So far so good. It's looking awesome, but we still got a lot more work to do. Let's connect these now as well. Let's go around. Let's give it a little bit of that droop. There we go. Oh, we have a little branch right here. Let's give a little bit of bush to that branch. There we go. And some of these you can hang, maybe some hanging lights, some lanterns there, maybe some glowstone with some trap doors and slabs going down or something. That'll be pretty cool. I would definitely recommend putting some just hanging lanterns. I've been doing that recently. I did a custom tree house and it came out really good with this same style. So I'm going to put a link also in the description as well if you guys want to check out that. I'm going to put all my custom trees that I've done in the past plus those tree houses. That tree house came out really, really cool. And it came out awesome because we have those hanging lights and we're able to do so much fantasy style with it. So it came out really cool. Now, over here, I think we have nailed this side. Oh, that looks good. Let's see this side here. That looks great. Maybe a little more right about there. Maybe a little bit right. Boop. There we go. That is perfection. No, a little bit more droop. A little bit more right here, here. Let's give it a little bit more droop right inside. A little bit more of the droop action right here. There we go. That side is nailed. Let's check out this side. Perfecto. And one more right here. Nailed. We got it. We got it. Now, again, for the details, all you got to do, adding a little bit of spruce, adding a little bit of tall grass, tall ferns, some rocks over here with some mossy. Definitely add some mushrooms down here, the regular brown mushroom and the red mushroom, and that's how you nail that even more. But we are done. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this. Let me go ahead and take one quick spin all the way around, but let me know down below, what would you want to see next? What kind of trees would you guys like to see tutorials on? Would you like me to go crazy and do some god tree, some palm trees, maybe some bonsai trees? We can go ahead and go complete fantasy. We'll go to some Game of Thrones style trees or something like that. We can go crazy and even do maybe these same trees but in different growth stages. What do you think of that? Maybe tall trees, skinny trees. Let me know down below any kind of tree, and I might consider doing it on a very, very soon upcoming episode. But you guys have been amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for watching. Let me know down below also if you guys got any ideas of other tutorials you would like to see on the channel. Maybe some custom paths, maybe custom biomes. I don't know. There's so many ideas that I got right now, but look out for any and all tutorials, videos coming out very, very soon. Also check out the single player world. We've been doing some really cool stuff and some Asian inspired builds on that one. But I'm out of here for now. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next Minecraft video. Goodbye.